everyone, welcome back to my channel. You might be wondering why you can see Rachel's lovely face here and you can't see me, because I am currently behind the camera, because today I am going to be filming me doing the beautiful Rachel's makeup. If you've never seen Rachel before, then she is my absolute best friend. She's absolutely amazing, and she has her own YouTube channel where she's actually going to be filming Rachel's going to be doing my makeup over on her channel. So we thought this would be like a really nice video. We've never done each other's makeup before, nope. Which I think is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be filming the kind of look that I tend to wear quite a lot, which Rachel doesn't, and then vice versa. So Rachel's going to be filming a look on me which I don't tend to go for, which I think is going to be really interesting to see how we both like it. So yeah, let's just get on with the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is moisturise Rachel's skin. She's said to me she's already done her skincare routine. So, but I am going to go in with a little bit more moisturiser. I'm going to use the Benefit Total Moisture. I find when doing other people's makeup, I'm quite like hands-on. Like I like to feel the person's skin and see how it feels. So to me, I mean, it does feel quite hydrated, but I do feel like it needs a little bit more moisturiser. So I'm going to go in with this first. Now, when I'm doing other people's makeup, I do always ask them about their skin type, what they want to go for, but to be honest, I know what Rachel's skin type is. I know what works for her skin, and also I know what look I'm going to go for. I'm not asking her what look she wants because I already know what look I'm going to film. So, like I was saying, me and Rachel have never done each other's makeup before, which is quite surprising considering how long we've been friends for and that we have never got around to doing each other's makeup. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this all turns out. Considering we do makeup on people on pretty much a daily basis, but we never do it on each other, so yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think you're going to make me look bomb.
I hope so. So Benefit's Total Moisture is a really nice kind of thick hydrating cream. It hasn't got any SPF in it, which is going to be really nice because if Rachel's going to be taking any pictures, or if your client is going out, then don't ever use SPF on their skin because it can get flashback. So for today, I'm going to be doing my classic kind of really warm toned, rich, blown out smoky eye, which I always do with my classic really pale nude lip, which I think is going to look really nice on Rach.
And I've never had my makeup done like properly.
Have you not?
No, not
I don't think
like
I have,
full.
actually, yeah.
Like I've had obviously someone do my eyebrows or put like foundation on me, but I've never had like full start to finish, like someone do my makeup.
It's gonna be
so this is gonna be good.
So now she's all moisturised, I'm gonna prime Rachel's skin. Now I'm going to use two different primers. Again, I know I prime a lot, but I just think it gives you the best finish. So
I prime a lot too.
So the first one I'm going to use is this one. Rachel doesn't have this one, so I am actually going to use some products that Rachel doesn't use and vice versa. So I'm going to use the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I absolutely love this primer. It's almost got like a kind of pearlescent, kind of radiant golden sheen to it, which is really, really pretty. So I'm just going to pop this mainly on the high points of the face, and then just blending it in. And also I have made sure to wash my hands before doing Rachel's makeup, because obviously if I didn't, that's so gross. So before touching someone else's face, please wash your hands. I'm going to go in now with some Benefit Professional, which is this primer here. This is like the jumbo size one. I'm going to use this around Rachel's cheek area and forehead and a little bit on her chin. I always use this after I've used like an illuminating primer, just to really smooth out the texture of the skin. So I'm just going to pop a really small amount, kind of throughout the fave
primer.
Is it?
So good.
It's such a good primer. I know you use this a lot.
Yeah, pretty much every day, to be honest.
Right, now I'm going to go in with some Fix Plus. This is from MAC. This is like a kind of like priming, setting, skin refreshing mist. It's got cucumber in it. It smells really nice. I use this throughout doing my makeup personally, but also when I, on the rare occasion, do other people's makeup. I use it before just to really refresh and hydrate the skin, and it just kind of gives like a really nice kind of healthy glow back. And I also find that this product really helps your foundation blend over the top really nicely as well. So I'm just going to spritz this over Rachel's skin, and also just before I spray it, I just kind of test it on my hand just to make sure it's not going to be like camel spit on her face. So I just mist this all over, and I'm not being stingy with this. I like to like drench the face, and then I just kind of leave that to settle in. And then what I do is I take a clean sponge and then just press the Fix Plus into the skin, just to kind of mesh all the primers together. And you're probably thinking this is so OTT, because I've used like 4 different things to prime my skin, but trust me, it's all worth it.
If you want that perfect flawless skin that's going to stay that way throughout the day, you have to take the steps to get it that way. And if that means using, you know, 4 primers, that's what you have to do.
And I'm going to use a combination of 2 foundations, which are my personal favourite foundation combination at the moment, which is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm using the colour Natural Beige on Rachel, and I'm mixing it with the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation in the shade 46. I find this is quite, it's almost too full coverage on its own, but mixed together with these 2 is just literally a match made in heaven. Obviously, these are both quite expensive and you don't have to go out and buy this, just use your favourite foundation. Also, both of them are oil free and quite oil controlling, so because we've got quite a dewy foundation base with the primer, this is going to keep your skin nice and matte. So
I have never tried the Born This Way foundation either, so I'm excited to try this.
So what I do is I just pump it onto my finger, I then just kind of spread it out onto the skin, like I just kind of dot it kind of randomly around. This kind of gives a little bit more hydration, I'd say, because the Marc Jacobs one is really, really intense. I then go in with the Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation, and and also we are sharing products here because we're best friends and we do that anyway, so yeah, this is my foundation, but I'm using it straight from the thing. If you were doing like professional makeup, obviously you'd put it onto the back of your hand or you'd decant it and then go in, but because Rachel's not my best friend, like,
we don't care.
We don't really care, so just saying.
Just saying.
Then I'm going to use this brush from Sigma. This is the Angled Kabuki F84. So it's pretty much the same brush as the F80, but it's an angled brush. So I'm just going to tilt Rachel's head up slightly, and what I do is I just mix the foundations together. I'm not blending this into the skin just yet, I'm more pressing it in. If you wanted to, you could do eyes first, but I just tend to do base first, and then if I need to clean anything up, then I will. And this colour is also really nice, Rachel, because I knew it would be, because where she's quite fake tanned at the moment, she's got a really nice colour to her skin. So obviously, if you didn't know what colour foundation your person you're doing your makeup on skin's going to be, then always just colour match, and always colour match from the cheek all the way down to the neck and the chest. But obviously I knew this colour would be fine for Rach, so guess what I'm using. And this look's going to be really bronzy and quite warm, so I want to add that colour back into the skin.
I've not used warm toned colours in a long time. I tend to go quite cool toned now, which
is quite surprising.
Or, well, maybe not cool toned, just more like neutral.
Ask the client to tilt the head up and then blend with this brush all the way down the neck. Now I'm going to go in with the Miracle Complexion Sponge from Real Techniques. This is a new one, and it's all cleaned and it's damp, so I'm just going to take this, and this is just going to pick up any excess product from Rachel's skin that doesn't need to be on there, and just really press everything in. Right. What was that?
That was the start of Bom Biddy Bom.
Yeah, I thought it was like Bom Biddy Bom 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 Biddy Bom Biddy Bom Bom. Right, now I'm going to go in with my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I find, look up for me, this just knocks back any dark circles. So when you go in with your concealer, you don't get that little kind of grey shadow peeking through. Right, so I've just blended that in roughly. It doesn't matter about blending it out too much because we are going to go in with concealer over the top. And for concealer, I'm going to use MAC Pro Longwear. I know Rachel really loves this concealer. And I'm also going to use it as an eyelid primer as well. So I'm going to mix 2 colours together for Rachel, which is NC25. And I'm going to mix a little bit of NC15, which is the real pale colour. Because I want to highlight the skin a little bit. So I'm going to use like a pump of each. So I'm just mixing the 2 colours here on the back of my hand, and also the packaging is nice and sanitary as well. So look up again, and I'm going to take this from the inner corner down. I'm going to do this how I do my makeup, and then I take it in a little triangle. I take it quite far out and quite far down. Fill that in a little bit. And then the same on the other eye. I'm then going to pop a little bit in the middle of Rachel's brows into the forehead just to brighten everything up. And a little bit down the nose. And I also take a little bit over the lids because I'm going to use this as like an eyelid primer. Do you use this to prime your lids? And then I'm just taking the damp sponge and really pressing this into the skin. I'm just taking the excess and putting it on the chin. I didn't put like the concealer straight onto the chin. I'm taking it from my hand to the chin just because where Rachel's got her little piercing there, I don't want to like irritate it, so I didn't want to put product straight there. So I'm just taking it from my hand and then rolling it onto the chin from there. So straight away I'm going to go in and set that all in place, and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. This is in a translucent shade, so it will suit any skin tone. Rachel loves this, she uses it all the time, and so do I, so I'm going to use this to bake under Rachel's eyes. So before I go in and put the powder on, I go back in with a sponge and almost like press it back in quickly to prevent any creasing. Then I get the sponge and then I go straight in and bake. And I'm also going to bake a little bit here.
I get a lot of crease in there.
And this is just going to set it all down. So I'm going to use 2 powders to dust off this bake. I'm not going to leave it on for too long. I don't really anymore. I just tend to press it in with the sponge, then go in and dust it off straight away. I'm first going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, which looks like this, and I'm going to use these highlighting colours. I'm going to use the top 2 here, so the banana colour and the quite light palish colour. So I'm going to use this colour with a Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35, which looks like this, and I'm going to mix these 2 powders together, tap off the excess, and I'm going to use this to dust off the bake under the eyes because it's more brightening, so we're going to keep that brightness there. So I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NC35, which is like a similar kind of colour to the foundation. And I'm going to use this. Do you still do this?
Yeah.
And I'm going to use this just to
You're the one that taught me how to do this. Well, not taught me how, but said
you need to do it.
Set with like a powder foundation.
Because it gives you that colour as well. And also, when I go in and put Rachel's blush and bronzer on, it's going to make life easier for me because it's going to blend smoother as well. And I'm only using like a small amount, and I'm using it on my Sigma powder / blush brush, which is the F10. So I'm just pressing that in.
Flawless.
Cool. Ooh. So I'm going to apply the Stila Stay All Day Bronzer in Light on this MAC 135 brush. I'm going to pick up a small amount of this powder, and I'm going to start by bronzing up Rachel's cheek. And I'm going to pop it in the cheek area, and then I'm going to like flick it up. So again, I'm taking it from the top of Rachel's ear down to the corner of her mouth, and then flicking it up. And then under the jawline. And then I take this brush and I really kind of nestle it in the hairline, just to really get right in there so it all blends really nicely. Go in with my Makeup Geek contour powder. This is in the shade Breakup, which is Cool Porcelain. It's really, really ashy and cool toned. I'm actually going to use this on the same brush because I don't want it to be too precise of a contour. So I'm going to take it just on the tip of the brush and then tap off any excess. These contour powders are super pigmented. And I'm just going to nestle this right in the hollow of Rachel's cheek. So I'm not actually bringing this too far down, I'm keeping it quite far up. I'm not taking it past the tail of Rachel's brow, so I'm just keeping it like up here. Also, I'm going to contour under here with a little bit of this. And what I do with my contour when I'm contouring the chin, I contour almost like in a triangle, so I contour like this way and that way, and it makes the cheek, the chin look a little bit more kind of elongated.
Yep, that's good.
I'm going to pop a little bit of contour on Rachel's nose, but only a tiny bit because she doesn't need it. Not like correctional contour, more just kind of shaping the nose back, because where we've got such a full coverage foundation, this will just help to kind of bring some structure back to the face. So I'm just going to take it into like the socket of the eye almost. So like in here. And I'm also going to take a really small amount and just pop it in a little V on the tip of Rachel's nose. So for Rachel's blush today, I'm going to use this brush to apply it. It's the Sigma Large Angle Contour Brush, which is the F40. And I'm going to use MAC Peaches, which is such a gorgeous, almost like luminous, really like fresh blush. I find this colour is really hard to find in most brands, but this colour just complements every skin tone. And with a tan, this colour looks stunning. So I'm taking it on a little angled brush. I've never used this brush for blusher before. I've only ever used it for contour, but I don't want too much blush. Now, looking at Rachel's face shape, I would probably apply the blusher. I'm going to apply it on the apples of the cheek, but I'm going to blend it quite kind of high and up into the, almost like up the temples. Yeah, so that's probably what I would do looking at Rachel's.
That's exactly what I do.
Perfect. So I'm taking it on the apples of Rachel's cheeks, but again, I'm blending it almost into the bronzer and then up. So I'm now going to mist over Rachel's skin with some more Fix Plus. So close your eyes for me. I always do this after I finish the face and before I put the highlighter on. Oh, I look like a potato next to you. God, your skin looks so good, and then I'm just there like, looking like a fucking jacket potato. Oh. Also, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to pop a little bit of Blistex on Rachel. This is just the Intensive Moisture one. It's really good. It's just like a classic hydrating lip balm. I'm going to get Rachel to do it because obviously where she's got a piercing. So that's just going to prep the lips for later on. I'm going to go in and highlight Rachel's skin. I'm going to mix together two shades. Now, Rachel has never used these, and I keep banging on at her about buying them. They're the Jouer powder highlighters in Citrine and Topaz. I'm going to mix two colours together today because where Rachel has got more of a tan look, so I think this is going to really complement. And also the Citrine colour's got like a peachy undertone, which is really going to complement the kind of peachy cheeks.
I'm excited.
I'm first going to use Topaz. And I'm going to use this on my Sigma Strobing Fan F42. I'm going to kind of put a small amount of this on. Now, I'm going to focus this kind of, not everywhere, but I'm going to focus this through Rachel's brow. I then take it in like a C shape. And I'm only applying a small amount first. So that's kind of like the base highlighter because it's more bronzy. So that's just warmed up the skin. Then I'm going to go in with Citrine from Jouer, which looks like this, and this is a colour which I'm going to pack on my brush, so I only use a really light amount of that colour. Turn your head that way for me, and I'm just going to hit this right on the high point of the cheek and also through the brow. I'm also going to take my Sigma F03, which is part of the strobing highlighting brush collection, and it's called the High Cheekbone Highlighter Brush, and I'm going to use this to highlight Rachel's Cupid's bow and on her nose. Yes, glowing. Now moving on to the brows. Now I really don't want to do this.
But I'm making her.
No, she's making me.
I was like, you are doing my brows. She's doing it.
Right, so I'm first going to use Gimme Brow from Benefit. This is in the shade, I don't know what, number 3. That'll be fine. Is that what you use? Yeah.
That'll do.
This one will do. See, thing is, Rachel's got really easy brows to do because her brows are amazing anyway. She's got quite full brows, and it looks like you've plucked them for me.
I have.
Yeah. Normally they don't look that good. I can tell. I know this girl. I know she only plucked them for this video. Normally she looks like tuba. So I'm using the MAC Deep Dark Brunette Fluid Gel Cream on Rachel's eyebrow brush, and I'm going to pop it onto the back of my hand. Then I take Benefit's Ready Set Brow. Right, so to start Rachel's eyes off, I'm just going to set her lids in place using the powder that we used to set underneath her eyes, so just close on me. Now, because we've already used the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, this is just going to help to set that further in place and just give us a really nice blank canvas to work on top of. And I'm just using that on my Sigma Taper Blend-In E40 brush, which just looks like that. You can use this on pretty much any brush. Right, so next I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which looks like this. It's a neutral brown, and I'm going to use this on my favourite blend-in brush from MAC. It's the 224, and I'm going to use this to start blending a colour through the crease. I'm going to go for quite a smoky warm tone brown look, so I'm just going to start off by blending loads of colours through Rachel's crease. So just look up for me. So I'm going to start by popping this into the top of the eye. Now Rachel, I'm quite lucky because Rachel has a really nice amount of eyelid space and she's got really nice shaped eyes, so just work with kind of what you've got and kind of what eye shape your client's got too. And also, this look isn't about being super like defined and precise, like it's about being a bit more messy and grungy. So I'm then going to go in with, what should I use? This one here from Makeup Geek. I think it's called Frappe. I'm now going to go in with a MAC 217, which is a real head blending brush. It's a little bit smaller and it's a little bit more tapered. And I'm going to go in with Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek, which is this colour here. So it's a really super warm toned, almost like a rusty brown. And look at me for again. And I'm going to start by popping that through the lower part of the crease. Now I'm going to take this colour here from Makeup Geek. It's called Morocco. It's like a pretty much like an orange red. And if you just look at me again, I'm going to put this into the crease, but I'm going to put it into like the higher part of the crease. Again, like I said, I'm blowing this out, so I'm taking it quite high up. Now I'm going to go in with a colour from the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Makeup by Mario palette, which is the colour Violetta, which is this really nice kind of fudgy kind of brown. It's gorgeous, and I'm going to use that on the MAC 217. I'm going to place this on the eyes and then blend it out. In a V as well, so I'm popping it through the crease and also onto the outer corner and almost like smudging it out onto the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go in with a black colour from Makeup Geek, which is this colour here. I think it's called Corrupt. Yeah, Corrupt from Makeup Geek, which is a really true rich black. I'm using a really small amount of this on the tip of my blending brush. And I'm really going to smoke out the lower lash line, so I'm first going to go in with Cocoa Bear. Look up. And I'm taking this quite low because I've taken the shadow quite high and quite low, so I'm going to connect it. I'm going to go in with Violetta from the Mario palette. Let me see. Oh yeah. And I'm going to put that quite close to Rachel's lower lash line using my Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush. Love it, so good. It's a really tight pack in a colour.
It's one of those brushes that once you've used it for a little while, you think, how did I even live life without it before?
Yeah, literally, I don't know how I did my makeup without this brush.
It's so good.
Now I'm going to take a black on the same Flat Definer brush. Again, I'm going to go in with the one from Makeup Geek and use this really close to Rachel's lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of Charm from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, which is this colour here. It's like a yellow colour. And I'm going to use this just on Rachel's lid, like this little kind of blank bit there. Now I'm going to go in with the Citrine highlighter from Jouer again on a Sigma Pencil E30 brush, which looks like this. And I'm going to highlight Rachel's inner corner with this because we've got the highlighter already on the face. It's going to tie in really nicely. So right, so I'm just getting Rachel to line her top lash line with a really small amount of black eyeliner, just to really help define the eyes, and also when we put lashes on, it's going to make the eyes stand out even more. And she's just using the shade Onyx from the Estee Lauder Little Black Liner, and she's using the finer point. This is a really jet black eyeliner, and it's flake proof, smudge proof, and it is just so good. So I'm just getting Rachel to do that now for me. And now Rachel's just applying a thin coat of the Benefit There Real Mascara. It's a really nice kind of thickening and volumizing mascara. So we're just going to apply now some lashes on Rachel. These are the Huda Beauty Samantha Lash. I have trimmed these down a little bit to fit the eye, but they're really long and wispy lashes. And we're applying those with the Huda Beauty Black Tinted Lash Glue. So now I'm going to go in with my classic lip look, which I love to wear all the time, and I've always wanted Rachel to wear this look, and I think it's going to look amazing, especially with Rachel's piercing too. But I am going to be careful because of Rachel's piercing, so I probably will let Rachel line her own lips, just because where she's got a piercing I don't want to irritate it. For that I'm going to use my favourite lip liner from MAC, which is called Etc. It's part of their Pro Longwear lip pencil range. Really creamy, really nice kind of soft nude colour, so I'm going to get Rachel to line her lips with that. So I'm then going to put some lipstick on Rachel. Today I'm going to use the MAC lipstick in the shade Peach Stock, which is a satin finish. I love this lipstick because it's got a slightly more of a warmer tone, and I think with this makeup look, the warm tone is really going to complement the eyes. So I'm just going to apply this to Rachel's lips. I'm then going to go in with my favourite lip gloss, which is from Marc Jacobs. It's the Enamoured Lip Gloss in Sugar Sugar. I love this stuff so much. It's so lovely. And I'm going to apply it a little bit. Right, so I'm just going to get Rachel to take out her little hair clips. And we are all finished. So this is the makeup look that I chose to do on Rachel. So I went for a super dramatic warm tone smoky eye, super flawless skin, quite bold brows, super highlighted kind of glossy skin with my classic pale glossy nude lip. This is a look that I personally love to wear, and I've always wanted to see Rachel in this look. So yeah, and I actually had so much fun doing Rachel's makeup. She's got such a beautiful face to do makeup on. And yeah, she looks absolutely stunning, and I'm really happy with how the look came out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this kind of different video for my channel, like me doing someone else's makeup, and it happens to be my best friend who also has a YouTube channel as well. Like I said, Rachel is going to be doing my makeup over on her channel, so if you want to see Rachel do my makeup, then make sure to head over to Rachel's channel now after this video. Her link will be in the description box down below for Rachel's channel in the video, and also I'll pop a little iCard up here for you to go and click on now to go and head over to that video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do Rachel's makeup, and I will see you next Friday in my new video. Bye guys! Mwah.